Hi everyone, and welcome to the channel. How is everyone doing today? It's that time of the day for me. So, almost a whole nother year has gone by. That's crazy. You know what's weird though is that a lot of people are experiencing time differently these days. There are those of us that we used to feel or experience time as it was like speeding up. But for me personally, now it feels like it has slowed down considerably. It's bizarre. I don't know how else to explain this. Let's talk about life a little more because I love to talk about that on this channel, and that's pretty much the main topic of the channel, really. It's all the stuff that happens, throughout our life that we all go through as human beings. And it's like, how do I talk about this? This phrase, this saying, I think a lot of us have heard it before, right? Life is what you make of it. And it is 100% true in every single way. There are those of us that like to play the victim and always feel like, our entire lives have been this whole never ending drama. And I'm here to tell you that it doesn't matter how good your life is, everybody's lives is some sort of never-ending drama. It's what life is about, really. Like there have to be things happening all the time, constantly, right? In order for us to learn things, experience things, grow from it, become a better person, evolve as a soul, as a spirit. And those of us who don't learn, don't grow from those experiences, as long as the learning and the growth doesn't happen, it'll feel like you're stuck in this perpetual, never-ending loop or cycle of all these similar experiences and issues that you may face throughout your life, until you get to that point where you finally get it, and then you decided to finally learn the lesson and grow from it, and then move on with your life. So the reason why sometimes a lot of people feel stuck in certain situations, patterns, repetitions of certain scenarios, and so on and so forth, like I've spoken about so many times here before, is because you're still treating yourself as a victim instead of getting off your butt and doing something about it. This is related to the last couple of videos that I uploaded recently talking about change and how people refuse to change most of the time. Sometimes they go their whole lives like that. You know how to look for these opportunities, situations, scenarios where you can learn and grow from it is when you face resistance from yourself towards certain things. That's something that should be looked at it on a much deeper level. That's something you should really be doing some serious introspection about. Because that resistance is telling you something. It's like I talked about real intuition, right? You will know when it's the real thing when it makes you feel uncomfortable. Because as long as you feel comfortable and okay about whatever it is that you're experiencing, that means that there are no challenges, no obstacles, there's nothing. To make you change certain things about your life and yourself. And when we choose to stay in that comfortable space, so to speak, think of it as a box. It's that whole old saying, step outside the box, think outside the box. Have you ever noticed when you start talking to people about certain things, certain truths of life, facts, as I like to call them, and then people get all like weird and uncomfortable about it? You know why that happens? It happens because people instantly recognize these things, and then they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to hear it. They immediately put up that armor, that barrier, that shield, that wall to protect themselves from awakening to certain truths and realities of life. Because most of us are constantly running away from these things. We don't face them. We don't want to change our ways, right? But if we are going to learn, if we are going to grow, if we're going to become better people, to have better opportunities, receive better blessings, better everything, like a whole new beginning, so to speak, we have to face these things. So sometimes when these things arise and we know that the right thing to do would be to leave certain scenarios, walk away from certain things, people, experiences, whatever the case may be, most of the time we choose not to do that because we're always going to find some sort of like excuse or lame justification out of doubt, self-doubt, fear, not knowing the outcome of those decisions and all these things that we all do, right? It's human in a way, so to speak, to act this way because that's what we've been told to do most of our lives. That's the conditioning, the programming, all these things. The algorithm doesn't like those words, let me tell you. You start talking about these things and your stuff's not going to get a lot of views. It's just the way it is, Like I said many times, when people start coming here and talking about certain things, it's almost as if you can't even talk about certain things in a direct manner because you're going to have to be walking on eggshells and stuff because the algorithm will not want to, disseminate that type of information out there. I've said this before, free thinkers, Nobody wants that stuff these days. That's bad news to the system itself, to all of it, the structure of it and how it's designed to be. Because those of us who are still capable of thinking for ourselves and having a mind of our own, instead of being like everybody else out here, those of us that are doing these things, we're the only ones who are actually taking action and doing something about it. And that's not very fun sometimes. I'm going to be honest about it. But it's not about having fun always. It's about knowing the difference between what's right and what's wrong. It's a very altruistic way of looking at life, so to speak. But then again, we're free to do whatever the heck we want, right? And that's why a lot of people don't do anything. And very few actually do something to change things. But if you're one of those people that you're like unhappy with your life, unsatisfied, not feeling okay with a lot of things, unfulfilled, lacking joy, lacking happiness, lacking love, could be your own love for yourself. When I talk about these things, I'm not speaking of somebody else outside of you loving you. Because like I said before, until you learn how to love yourself, that's not going to happen. Many things similar to that may happen. And you may run into some sort of situation where you're going to be in some sort of relationship where it's about codependency and all these things, but that's not what love is about. So in order for those things to come into your life, you have to first learn how to love yourself first, how to respect yourself, how to treat yourself properly, like you would like to see others treat you. This is why life is really what you make of it. Because you are the one that has the ability and the skills necessary to change whatever it is that you would like to change in your own life for your own good. Because nobody else is going to come to rescue you from yourself. That's a pipe dream. It's not happening. You have to do it yourself. And that goes for humanity as a whole. It's weird how everybody has this idea that's been planted into our minds by all these social structures and things like, religious ideologies and stuff like that, that we need a savior, that somebody someday is going to come and save us all. Well, you're going to be waiting forever, because that's never going to happen. Because nobody else outside of you is going to come and rescue you and save yourself from yourself. That's nobody else's job but yours, and yours alone. You're the one who has to be willing to rescue yourself and save yourself from whatever situation you put yourself into. Because life doesn't work any other way. Never has, never will. And your opinions on this matter won't change that fact. You're free to disagree, but that won't change that fact. Like I said before, facts cannot be changed. They are what they are, and that's the end of the story. And that's really all I wanted to talk about today. So if you like the content, Please like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and reach more people. And I will catch you all next time. Take care, my friends.